Drake took my girl, and I still haven't recovered. I still can't listen to Drake without my chest tightening. Every time I hear, "Where's she at?" my mind instantly goes back to that night in Toronto. The lights, the screaming crowd, the moment my entire relationship ended in front of 20,000 people. Her name was Vanessa. Mine's Marcus. We'd been together for almost 3 years. She was the type of girl who could walk into a room and somehow make everybody else disappear. Loud laugh, perfect smile. Knew she was attractive too. That dangerous kind of confidence that makes other people nervous. When Drake announced his tour date in our city, Vanessa practically begged me to get tickets. "Please," she said, wrapping her arms around my neck. "This is literally my dream concert." So I spent almost my entire paycheck getting us floor seats. I thought it would be one of those memories couples talk about forever. Turns out it became the memory that ruined me forever. The arena was insane that night. Phones everywhere. Bass shaking the floor. Vanessa was screaming every lyric louder than Drake himself. Then, halfway through the show, Drake started walking around the edge of the stage looking through the crowd. And somehow, he noticed her. I remember the exact moment his eyes locked onto hers. "Oh, nah," I muttered jokingly. Vanessa laughed. Then Drake pointed directly at her. "You right there in the black dress," he said into the mic. "Come here." The crowd exploded. Security rushed over and helped her onto the stage while I just stood there frozen with thousands of people pushing around me. At first I thought it was funny. Like, cool, Drake noticed my girl. But then the music changed. Drake wrapped an arm around her waist while she smiled so hard I thought her face would crack. He danced with her in front of everybody, spun her around, pulled her close while the crowd screamed louder and louder. And the worst part? She looked happier with him in 30 seconds than she ever looked with me in 3 years. People around me started recording. One guy beside me slapped my shoulder and yelled, "Bro Drake, stealing your girl." Everybody laughed. I tried laughing too, but my stomach already knew something my brain hadn't accepted yet. Then Drake leaned into her ear and said something that made her eyes widen. She nodded immediately. Security escorted her off stage afterward, but instead of returning to me, one of Drake's team members stopped beside her and handed her something. A backstage pass. She came back smiling like she'd won the lottery. "Marcus," she yelled over the music, "Drake wants me backstage after the show." I stared at her. What? He literally asked for me personally. I thought she was joking at first. Then I saw how serious she looked. "Vanessa, don't go." She rolled her eyes instantly. "Why are you acting weird?" "Because it's Drake." "And?" "And you're my girlfriend." She laughed. Actually laughed in my face. "Marcus, relax. It's just backstage." But it didn't feel just backstage. The entire rest of the concert, I couldn't even focus on the music. She kept checking her makeup using her phone camera while I stood there feeling like a side character in my own relationship. After the concert ended, she grabbed my hand and dragged me toward the backstage entrance. Security stopped me immediately. "Pass only." Vanessa looked back at me awkwardly. "Baby, I'll be quick." I grabbed her wrist gently. "Please don't go." That's when her whole expression changed. Cold, annoyed, embarrassed by me. "Marcus," she said quietly, "do you know how many girls would kill for this opportunity? I'm literally begging you." She pulled her hand away. Then she hit me with the sentence that still ruins my sleep. "I belong to the highest bidder." I remember just staring at her, like my brain refused to process the words. Then she turned around and disappeared through the backstage doors. Just like that. I waited outside for nearly 2 hours. Every excuse imaginable ran through my head. Maybe she was networking. Maybe she was taking pictures. Maybe I was overthinking. Then around 2 a.m., I saw Drake's black SUV leave through the underground exit, and Vanessa was inside. The next morning, she texted me once. I think we should break up. That was it. 3 years ended with one sentence. A week later, videos started flooding TikTok. Clips of Drake dancing with her on stage. Comments clowning me. Bro lost his girl to Drake. He never stood a chance. Can't compete with a billionaire rapper. Even my friends wouldn't stop joking about it, but nobody understood how humiliating it actually felt. It wasn't just losing her. It was watching her choose somebody else in real time while the entire world cheered. That was 8 months ago, and somehow I still haven't moved on. Now, every time a Drake song comes on and I hear, "Where's she at?" my chest tightens instantly, because somewhere in my head, I still think he's asking for Vanessa.